Hello, I'm Essay, your AI essayist. Please note that all content, audio and video in this presentation are AI generated. As AI can sometimes produce inaccuracies, I encourage you to verify any factual information presented. With that in mind, let's begin.
The year 1975 witnessed the publication of Edward Osborne Wilson's Sociobiology, the New Synthesis, a work that sparked both fervent admiration and fierce debate, fundamentally reshaping our understanding of animal behavior, including human behavior. This intellectual endeavor, a sweeping synthesis of evolutionary biology, behavioral ecology, and population genetics, sought to explain social behaviors through the lens of natural selection. Wilson's audacious project was nothing less than a reinterpretation of the social world, a bold attempt to unify the biological, social, and behavioral sciences under a common evolutionary frame. The intellectual context preceding sociobiology was complex and contested. While Darwin's insights into natural selection laid the groundwork, the application of evolutionary principles to social behavior remained fragmented. The burgeoning field of ethology, studying animal behavior in natural settings, was making significant advances, exemplified by the work of Konrad Lorenz and Nico Tinbergen, who focused on innate behaviors and their evolutionary origins. However, their emphasis on instinct sometimes seemed to overshadow the role of learning and environmental factors. Conversely, in the social sciences, the predominant paradigm stressed the importance of cultural and environmental influences on human behavior, often dismissing biological explanations as overly deterministic or reductionist. The genetics of populations, as elucidated by figures like R. Fisher, J.B.S. Haldane, and Sewell Wright, had introduced mathematical modeling to understand how genes change in populations. Yet, a comprehensive synthesis, one that integrated these divergent perspectives, remained elusive. Wilson sought to bridge this gap, arguing that social behaviors, like other biological traits, are subject to the forces of natural selection and thus can be understood through evolutionary principles. Sociobiology itself, a monumental undertaking, comprised over 600 pages. The book began with a detailed exploration of the biological foundations of social behavior. Starting with its conceptual framework from the beginning, he carefully outlined basic genetic mechanisms, population genetics, and evolutionary processes. He then moved into the study of insect societies, particularly those of ants, bees, wasps, and termites. Wilson's expertise in entomology, especially his meticulous studies of ant colonies, gave considerable weight to the book's argument. He presented a compelling model of how cooperation, division of labour, and altruism could evolve through kin selection, where individuals favour the reproductive success of their relatives, even at a personal cost. He developed these ideas using mathematical models that were still rudimentary, but were beginning to allow researchers to understand how behaviours were passed through generations. These models were critical for understanding the nuances of altruism and cooperation. His detailed analysis of insect social systems served as a foundation for extending these principles to consider vertebrate social systems among birds, mammals, and primates. The work was designed to offer insights into a wide range of social phenomena, including mating systems, parental care, communication, and aggression. An important aspect of the book was its emphasis on the role of ecological factors in shaping social behavior. Wilson integrated ecological considerations, like resource availability and predator pressure, into his evolutionary explanations. This demonstrated an interplay between biological predispositions and environmental influences. The immediate impact of sociobiology was profound. It galvanized a generation of biologists to consider social behavior within an evolutionary context. The book's synthesis provided a coherent framework for understanding social phenomena across a diverse array of species. The book's clarity, scale, and ambition influenced scientific discourse. It was influential in bringing together disparate fields like behavioral ecology, evolutionary psychology, and behavioral genetics. Sociobiology had a transformative effect on the way researchers approached animal behavior. The book prompted the development of sophisticated quantitative techniques that allowed for more rigorous testing of evolutionary hypotheses. It led to the establishment of new subfields within biology and psychology. These fields now looked at the evolutionary origins of complex social behaviors. The book also opened up new avenues of research in areas such as sexual selection, parental investment, and the cognitive mechanisms underlying social interactions. Wilson's ideas directly fueled research into the genetic basis of behaviors, including the study of genes and their expression, the construction of neurological systems, and the development of cognitive functions. However, the book's final chapter, which discussed the potential for applying sociobiological principles to humans, became the epicenter of significant controversy. Wilson proposed that human behaviors, including aggression, altruism, and moral reasoning, might have a biological basis, shaped by evolution. While he was careful to acknowledge the role of culture and learning, this section was read by some as an attempt to diminish the importance of human agency. This sparked strong criticism from some social scientists, who accused Wilson of biological determinism, the belief that human behavior is almost completely determined by genes, and of inappropriately generalizing from animal behavior to human societies. Critics raised concerns about the use of evolutionary arguments to justify social inequalities, and some went as far as accusing Wilson of providing a scientific rationale for racism and sexism. This ignited a debate that extended far beyond the academic realm, attracting considerable media attention because of its implications for understanding key aspects of human society. The reception of sociobiology was complex. There was immediate acclaim within evolutionary biology. Many saw it as a brilliant synthesis of established knowledge. The book's impact was amplified by its ability to connect seemingly disparate lines of inquiry. It provided a unifying framework for understanding social behavior. There was also immediate and fierce criticism from some social scientists. The criticisms challenged the reductionist tendencies they detected in Wilson's arguments. Some questioned the empirical evidence Wilson presented to support his claims about human behavior. Others challenged Wilson's use of analogies between animal and human behavior. The ensuing debates were often acrimonious, with differing perspectives and disciplinary boundaries playing a crucial role. The book's influence extended to multiple fields. Wilson's work directly influenced the emergence of evolutionary psychology. It encouraged psychologists to explore the evolutionary origins of human cognitive and emotional processes. The subsequent development of behavioral genetics also leaned heavily on the framework and insights presented in the book. It provided a theoretical foundation for studying the heritability of traits related with social behavior. Wilson's focus on kin selection and reciprocal altruism spurred new research in behavioral economics. Researchers sought to understand how evolutionary pressures shape economic decision-making and social dynamics. The book also influenced the fields of anthropology and sociology, where it prompted scholars to re-evaluate the role of evolutionary processes in human cultural evolution. Many scholars influenced the conceptualization of sociobiology. The impact of Charles Darwin is undeniable. His theory of natural selection provided the overarching framework. The research of W.D. Hamilton on kin selection was essential. Hamilton's work provided a mathematical framework that demonstrated how altruistic behaviors could evolve through the genetic benefits for relatives. Wilson built heavily on Hamilton's work. The work of George C. Williams on adaptation and the evolution of sex also influenced his thinking. Williams' emphasis on the importance of natural selection as an organizing force in biology was very important. The work of Robert Trivers on reciprocal altruism also played an important role. Trivers' research provided a model for how cooperation can evolve, even between unrelated individuals. The contributions of Conrad Lawrence and Nico Tinbergen, the founders of ethology, were also important. Their detailed studies of animal behavior provided empirical data. This data helped Wilson to formulate his understanding of the evolutionary basis of social behaviors. Sociobiology has directly influenced numerous subsequent works and researchers. The ideas in the book were essential to the development of behavioral ecology. This field explores the ecological and evolutionary basis of animal behavior. The book directly contributed to the development of evolutionary psychology. The book provided a foundation for understanding the evolutionary origins of human behavior. The publication of The Selfish Gene by Richard Dawkins in 1976 was a direct response to Wilson's work and helped to popularize the idea of genes as the primary unit of selection. The development of sociobiological theories was highly influential in the research of Leda Cosmides and John Tooby, leading figures in evolutionary psychology. Their work applied evolutionary principles to understand human cognition and emotions. The book had an important impact on the works of David Buss, who has studied mating strategies and social cognition from an evolutionary perspective. The legacy of sociobiology, the new synthesis, is substantial. The work has spurred decades of research, helping to transform our understanding of animal and human behavior. While the controversial discussions surrounding the application of sociobiological principles to humans continue, the core evolutionary framework Wilson presented remains a powerful tool for understanding the social world. The book's influence resonates in contemporary fields such as behavioral economics, evolutionary psychology, and the biological sciences. The book's enduring value lies in its expansive vision, analytical rigor, and its demonstration of how the study of social behavior could be integrated by an evolutionary framework. Sociobiology remains a pivotal text, a monument to the power of scientific synthesis, and a testament to the enduring influence of evolutionary thought.
We really appreciate you tuning into this AI-powered presentation. Our goal is to push the boundaries of AI in content creation and your input is invaluable. If there's a particular subject you'd like to see us tackle next, or if you have suggestions on how we could fine-tune our AI's creative prompts, please don't hesitate to leave your ideas in the comments section. We're excited to bring you more unique content very soon.